Well, supposedly I'm going to be one of the teachers, but right now I am learning.
Carolyn Anderson and the others here today at the Good Samaritan Society, Prairie Creek in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, are students learning the ins and outs of the iPad. It won't be long before these students are out teaching others what they've learned as part of the AARP Foundation's Connecting to Community program. The 6-month study puts iPads in the hands of 55 seniors in an effort to combat social isolation by connecting through internet activities, games, and social networks.
The course is to teach us not only how to use this technology, but how it will communicate us with the community, with our family. My brothers all live out of state, so I'm hoping, with the Skype and that type of thing.
And in a short time, Carolyn will be the expert sharing what she's learned with others from her generation. Finding qualified candidates from Carolyn's generation is where the Good Samaritan Society comes in.
We're looking for partners that were great in the space of social isolation, also great in the space of teaching the technology to older adults. We came about to meeting Older Adults Technology Services, who essentially we identified to do 3 big things. One of them is provide the curriculum, the content for the training. The second was to provide training to the volunteers. And the third is to provide ongoing support and coaching to the volunteers of the program. And from there, we designed a model where we would identify a regional local partner. In the case of Sioux Falls is the Good Samaritan Society. The amazing thing about GSS is now we have the University of South Dakota that's involved in a more robust academic research with this program. So we're actually going to be able to see academically test our hypothesis that in fact technology is a tool to move people out of social isolation.
The Good Samaritan Society's role will be to make sure there are enough qualified volunteers, identify those that are at risk, and to keep the program on track. And that's why today's training is so important. Instructor Kimberly Brensteiner is with OATS, Older Adults Technology Services.
We've taught over 14,000 classes for adults 60 plus in new technology, and this is one of the programs we're developing with partnership with the AARP Foundation. And this is the 3rd day of training, of an intensive kind of boot camp training. We've done exercises in how to be a teacher, about classroom dynamics, and about the iPad itself. And we have such a diverse training group. So we have occupational therapists, social work students, and older adults. Some are very familiar with iPad technology and some are completely unfamiliar, but every single thing is intended to connect somebody. So we're measuring that. We'll be measuring the participants when they come in, and it's after the end of the program and 6 months after, to see if they've really incorporated the skills and the tools they've learned into their daily life.
Dragon, YouTube, Pinterest, a free book app, and Snapspeed.
You don't have to listen long to hear that these soon-to-be instructors are catching on quick.
Right now I don't quite know what my role is to be yet, because I'm so learning myself. But sometimes, when you can't figure things out for yourself and you struggle, then when you go to help someone else, you've already gone through that. So I'm hoping that with that process that I can help somebody else too.
One of the women who came yesterday with her walker, and she said, well, I'm 90 years old, and she said, a couple years ago I resolved not to learn anything new. And I said, why would you do that? What made you? She's like, well, I'm 90. What am I going to learn new now? She said, but then I'm still here, and God has a plan for all of us, so I might need to rethink that decision.